Hello friends, my name is Theo, and today in this very exciting Masonry Media tutorial, we'll be taking a look at how to get a pretty turbulent noise field to affect some replicated splines inside of animation nodes. And if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. This is something I've been wanting to do in animation nodes for a while. It requires just a tiny bit of scripting right now. I think future versions of animation nodes have noise functions built in, but it's pretty simple. It's not too much code. I've been learning some Python in the background, so this will be extra fun for me. So here we've got a new Blender file open, and the first thing we'll do is just create a little curve here. So Shift A, Bezier curve, and then we'll hit Tab to go into edit mode, and 7, A to select all the points, W, subdivide it, twice for now will probably be good. We'll just move the points around a little bit, selecting them and hitting G on the keyboard to just sort of get something that looks sort of nice. And then we'll go to 1, hit 5 to go to orthographic view, and just sort of move these around. Very cool. Very cool. And then maybe we'll go to 3. Oh yeah. So that's looking like a pretty cool little curve there. Hit 5 again to go back out of this. And now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of this. So tab to go back out of edit mode. So now we've got our spline here, which is looking pretty great, but we're going to make it even cooler. So we're going to have to rearrange our workspace a little bit. So I'm going to click and drag down and hit Shift F3 in this bottom window, and that'll take us to our node editor. And then I'll click and drag across here. I'll go to our text editor, which is where we're going to do our scripting. Open this up and turn on all of the things because that makes me feel better. And then I'll hit new script, and we'll call this Turbulence. Excellent. All right, so now we'll go ahead and get our nodes set up. So the first thing we'll do is create a new node tree, and we'll call this Spagoot. And hit Shift A, and we'll create a new replicate spline node. Zoom in some. And we can just use our Bezier curve, which we should name Noodle. There we go. And you see right now this is wanting matrices for the transformations. So what this will do is basically clone our spline onto the points that a given matrix puts out. So hit Shift A, we'll go to matrix, and then we'll do distribute. Linear is fine. All this stuff is fine for now. Drop that in there, and you see nothing happens yet. And that's because we don't have an output. So we'll go ahead and add our output just so we can see what we're doing, even though we don't really need it yet. So I'll hit Shift A, go to Spline, Object Output, put it way over here because that's just the very end. Pipe this in here, enable this socket, add a new target, and now you can see we've got all of our splines spread out. So we can make this size down much smaller. Something like that will probably be good. And now we'll get into some of the logic of this. So what we're wanting to do is add noise to each point in each spline. So what we first need to do is, since this is a list of splines, we need to go and get each spline from the list, and then in that spline get each point and then affect that point. So we're going to have to do a couple loops to get there, but that's just, programming. So it's going to seem scary, but it's not that bad. So we will first create a new subprogram loop, and we'll call this get spline. So we know where we are. We'll do new iterator spline list, and that's the start of that loop. And then we'll go ahead and add an output. So here we'll just do spline list as well. So that's the end of our loop. Now we can invoke this subprogram, get spline, pipe it right in here. And you can see that that got rid of all of our splines. That's because these two things aren't connected. Pipe that back in there, and there, they're back. Everything's feeling good. So now we can work on what's going on inside of this loop. So what we want to do inside of this loop is we have each spline. So we'll do all the operations through one spline. They'll do all through next and all through the next. So we'll get each point in the current spline that we're working on. So we do that by going to spline, get spline info, drop that in line. It automatically creates a spline from points node, which is great. We'll make this a polyline, and we'll connect our radius and tilt and cyclic, because why the heck not? Really all we need is these points, but I like connecting the dots, because why not? It may seem like a problem that it's a polyline right now, but we're going to convert it back into a Bezier line later. So now we have access to all of our points on our line. So we're going to need to create another loop. So we're going to go and do the same process again. Shift A, subprograms, loop, Call this get points. And new iterator will be a vector list, because that's how points are stored. And then new generator outpoint will be vector list. Drop this in here. Pipe these two together. Shift A, subprograms, get points. Drop this right in line there. See, we are looking good. And now you can see this is starting to get a little bit confusing with all these different things going on. So we can create frames just to help us out. So frame here, select our main thing. Oops, be sure you right click when you drag things. Drop it right in the frame. So there's our first section, our sort of main, most zoomed out processing. And then we'll go ahead and create another frame. And we'll drop these guys in there. So that is our second loop, first loop, whatever. And now we can get our last little part and create a frame for that. And in case you haven't seen, in the bottom left corner of the screen are the keys that I'm pressing. All right, so now here is the exciting part. This is where we get to manipulate our points and add our scripting node. So we're going to hit Shift A, subprograms, script. And this bottom node is where we assign all of our stuff. So we'll create a new input, which will just be a vector, because you're only affecting one point at a time, so it doesn't need to be a list. And we'll call this inPoint. And new output, and this will also be a vector. And we'll call this noise point. Excellent. And now we can't just drag this and drop it in there, because that's not how these work. We have to instead invoke this subprogram again. So we'll call this point noise. And point noise, and now we can drop this right in there. Excellent. And you can see that our stuff has disappeared again. And that's for two reasons. One, we don't have a script loaded up, so we will go ahead and add turbulence here. And then the second thing is because our turbulence script isn't doing anything. So scripting inside of animation nodes is super easy. As soon as you make an input or an output, it automatically initializes it. So we can just go ahead and type in right away noise point equals in point. And there we go. Now we get it. So you can see that our output called noise point is just being set equal to our input here. So now we're going to use that same idea, just affect our endpoints with some simple stuff. So disclaimer, I'm super noob at Python/coding in general. So if I'm doing something, weird here or whatever, which I probably am, just post down in the comments and we'll thumbs it up and people can see it. So since I am so new to coding, I can let those of you who are also new in on a secret, and coding is basically just calling other people's code the whole time. So over here, Blender automatically has a thing called mathutils in it, and it has these great noise functions. So we can scroll down to turbulence vector, and you can see that this returns a vector, which is what we need for our things. So we'll just plug right in here, and you can see it takes all these different inputs here, arguments, whatever. So position is what we already have. That's our vector. See, it takes a vector. And then we can add octaves, we can add hard or not, noise bias, amplitude scale, and frequency scale. So we can just literally copy this stuff in, Control C and Control V. And you see that breaks because we don't have anything put in. We'll change position to in point. And we'll delete some of these little guys here that we don't need. And now we're left with just these things that we can assign as inputs. So we'll go ahead and start making a couple inputs. So this first one, and you can check to see what it takes here. So octaves takes an integer, hard takes a Boolean. I'm just going to leave this off on another screen here, and I'll put a link to this document down in the description below. So this first one, we need an integer. So integer, call this octaves. And new input, Boolean, we'll call this hard. And new integer, call this noise bias, basis, noise basis. And new input float. And this is amplitude scale. And then a new integer. And we'll call this frequency scale. Excellent. So now let's see what our narrow is. MathUtils is not defined. Excellent. So we need to import MathUtils. And now look at that. We've got stuff that's working. Just that easy. So now we can turn our octaves up. See, that doesn't change much. Noise basis, that changes some things. Oh, but the issue is, right now we are just sort of doing some noise. What we want to do is still be affecting our original spline. So what we will do is hit Shift A, go to Vector, Math, drop this in over there, put our first one there, and second one there, and our output. So we're just adding this noise to our spline. There we go. Nice. So noise basis, put at 1, amplitude scale, something like that's probably fine. Frequency scale, whatever. You can play around with those values since we've defined those. Super easy. So that's the bulk of the work done. Now we're just going to do a little bit to even this out. So that is going to be a change spline type, and we'll bring that back to a Bezier curve. And then we're going to go to spline, smooth Bezier. And now you can see we've got these lovely looking splines here. Look at this. Super good. We can add a little bit of bevel. So 0.01. Bevel resolution, something like 4. Just keep it fast. Once again, like I said, we've got all these controls down here. Nice. So we'll make it not hard noise. Give it some more octaves so it's a little more complex. Increase the frequency scale so it's a little more complex again. Decrease the amplitude scale, increase the amplitude scale. That's looking pretty good there. And now we can just go ahead and add as many things as we want. So go back up to here. Do this from 5 to like 50. Now look at this. We get this really cool organic thing that roughly approximates what our original spline was doing. So we can, of course, go back into edit mode. We can change this around and it moves just like that in real time. They say we want the noise to be even more complex. We can just subdivide this, subdivide, subdivide, subdivide. And now look at this. That looks pretty cool. And you get all this complexity for free, super fast. You get like 1.5 lines of code that is basically just copied and pasted from here. Super easy. It looks awesome. And then, of course, this is procedural. So we're basically working in Houdini now. So there you go. Just that simple. We have this awesome looking thing you can use all over the place for stuff. This is just the beginning of scripting inside of animation nodes. There's all sorts of other stuff I'm sure you can do with this. That'll be even cooler. But for now, this makes a pretty good like little Instagram post. So if we want to, we can really quickly see how fast we can make this look pretty. Add a new material. P for principled, we'll make it pinky, and then turn the subsurf up because I like subsurface scattering. And then we'll add a little lamp here. We'll make an area, GZ, S, Shift A. I know that this is going to hurt renders, but I have a fast computer, so I don't care. Hashtag, I don't know, whatever. We'll say this framing looks good. This, we'll get a new material. It will be a volume material, volume scatter, density 0.1, anisotropy 0.9. Control Shift S. Save real quick, and then hit Shift Z. And there we go, just that fast. We get something that looks pretty cool that you can add to your Instagram. You can obviously take this in all sorts of directions. This is just the tip of the iceberg as far as this sort of stuff goes. I hope you liked this video. Check out Jacques, the creator of Animation Nodes. I'll put a link for his stuff in there. He has a Patreon. Check it out. If you don't want to donate every month, he also accepts one-time payments over PayPal, which I would highly encourage because Animation Nodes is incredible and one of the reasons why I switched to Blender. So check him out. Tell him I say hello, that this is the best. I'm sure that there is a way to do this without Animation Nodes, but it's so much easier to just use these nodes instead of going through all the scripting. And I mean, it's probably, if you're good at code, not easier to do this, but for plebeians like me, it sure is nice to be able to do 90% of the work in the nodes and then just call this one function. It makes it so easy to change things. Also, be sure to subscribe to the Meester Media YouTube channel. We've got all sorts of good stuff here. Check out meestermedia.com/products. We've got other good things if you are, into color grading and making your stuff look cooler and stuff. Check it out. If not, it's fine. I'll get mad. There may or may not be some Blender stuff on there eventually. Who knows? Subscribe to the channel. We've got all sorts of cool stuff coming out. And then, most importantly, if you make something with this, tweet it at me, or if there's any way to do Instagram stuff, Instagram at me. I don't really understand the social medias, but find some way of showing me, because I want to see what you guys make that is much cooler than what I make. Because I know that there are some really good people out there that watch the videos who have all sorts of art inside of them or whatever. So once again, I'm Theo with Meester Media. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.